Now, it's a tough question, but 65 celebrities have answered it. What's your favourite place in the North East? From Bamborough Castle to Roker Park, so-called sons and daughters of the North East have been talking about their idyllic spot for a book in aid of the Sir Bobby Robson Foundation. It's been a labour of love for its two authors, with one or two surprises along the way. My North East, the title of the book, telling its own story. The authors Anne Graham and Michael Hamilton, favourite place Holy Island, have spent 9 months compiling it with all the proceeds going to the Sir Bobby Robson Foundation. The man himself revealed his favourite place in the past, the so-called Silly Steps in Langley Park.
He said, you stand at the top of the Silly Steps, I look out over Langley Park, and he said, I see the house where I was born, the house where Elsie was born, where we grew up, the picture house where we used to do our courting, the graveyard where my mum and dad are buried, the cricket pitch where I used to, play cricket, the football pitch that got me to Fulham. And I thought, this is fantastic stuff.
And this view is what the Auf Wiedersehen pet actor Tim Healy wakes up to every morning. His favourite spot isn't far from his Tyne Valley home, as he was happy to explain in the book.
I think there should be England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales and the Geordies, really. I'm a true Geordie, and I was just very flattered to be asked. It's brilliant because it tells us all about the history of the place, and I mean, it's very difficult to pick a favourite view. How many brilliant views have we got? I picked this one because I'm quite glad to have come home, as it were, and I've got my view back.
The book unlocks many personal stories, memories of childhood haunts and old dating hangouts.
A superstar like Brian Johnson, and he's, the most down-to-earth man you'd want to meet. He's fantastic. Yeah. And he tells a great story in the book about the day at the seaside, and you could be there. He's talking about the freezing cold water and the egg and cress sandwiches and the scalding tea, and everyone from the family's there, apart from his granddad, who was scared his pipe would blow out, so he didn't go. Marvellous stuff. He paints lovely pictures.
The hope now is that the book sells out and the foundation benefits from a second print.
Well, we're friends of the Robson family and have been for several years. They're from the same village as me. And we always said we'd like to do something for it, but we didn't know quite what. And we talked about it, and I said, well, I can't run the length of the country with a fridge on my back. And he said, well, I'm not going to run across Australia.
And I think the other thing is, we've got 65 great names in there, and I think it's proof of Bobby's continuing legacy in the region that they were prepared to give up their time to do the book as well.
It's one of those books you can't put down.
Fabulous views there. It's a lovely part.
And, oh, it is, isn't it? And some frosty pictures as well, which brings us nicely on to your next item, Jeff.